Jai Jai Shriman Narayan. Jai Shriman Narayan. Jai Shriman Narayan. I pay my obeisances to my spiritual master, Srimad Jagat Guru Sudarshan Acharya Ji Maharaj. I pay my obeisances to Lord Sri Ramanuj. I pay my obeisances to our Purva Acharyas. I pay my obeisances to our 12 Alvars. I pay my obeisances to Mother Lakshmi, and I pay my obeisances to Lord Sriman Narayan. I welcome all of you here physically at the Sri Narayan Dham in Durban, South Africa. I welcome those that's watching this discourse locally, nationally, and internationally. And I welcome in advance those that's going to be watching this discourse when it is posted on YouTube and the various groups from around the world subsequently. Today is day 16 of our celebrations of the two greatest gurus in the Sri Sampradaya, Lord Sri Ramanuj and Swami Sudarshan Acharya Ji Maharaj. And I invite them just as a formality. They are within this system and within this consciousness eternally. But for the sake of formality, I invite them to this, the 16th day of the month of the Ramanujans, specifically celebrated at the Sri Narayan Dham in Durban, and I hope this will spread around the world in time. So every now and then within these celebrations, I think it is necessary to bring myself formally into the system and also give you a background. So I've decided within this period and going forward to just explain to the viewers that log on the various social media platforms, to inform them respectfully and decently that I am a guru from the Sri Sampradaya, which is the principal Sampradaya or spiritual institution initiated by the Supreme Lord, Lord Sriman Narayan himself since creation. And this institution undergoes no changes in its teachings. Sometimes it is in your face, other times it's hidden like a river that flows from one point to another point. Sometimes you can see this raging and roaring river passing through, and sometimes it goes underground and you wouldn't even know there's a river there. But the continuity of the river is similar to the continuity of the Sri Sampradaya, which was after 1,000 years prior named the Sri Ramanuj Sampradaya. And I am a guru hailing from this Sampradaya, and I took my birth in South Africa so that I could teach the Western world in English the Vedas through this institution. So if whoever is watching, I will always be within the parameters of the Vedas. It does not matter what topic I am discussing. As a guru in this institution, it is my job only to remain within the parameters of the Vedas continuously. I am self-realized and God-realized, and I use my realizations and I synthesize it with Vedic injunctions that is contained in the Vedas, which is knowledge that appears at creation, but it is eternal. So I'm going to be continuously giving this background to those that like to come onto this platform with vulgarity, vileness, disrespect. And I have decided, for those of you who know that my background, I'm not a guru to let things slide. And I think there comes a time in social media where we have to teach disrespectful, unethical, and immoral people a lesson. So I'm asking those of you who have no knowledge of the Vedas, those of you who do not understand the Guru principle, those of you that come from a dark background, those of you whose parents have not taught you manners, please leave my platform before I even start my discourse. Otherwise, you're only going to be fooling yourself and making an idiot of yourself, and I don't want you to put your filthy consciousness into my divine discourses. So yeah, this is my platform. I have not invited anyone personally. You are following this social media handle on your own. Do not come into my house with your filthy behavior. Keep that for your own family, your friends, and your relatives. This is an ashram, and an ashram is a place of divinity. And if you want to listen to my discourses, and if you have nothing good to say, or if your demonic side is overpowering your divine side, and you are tempted to comment, I'm asking you respectfully to leave before I even start my discourse. So, in this month I noticed that many were commenting and saying that you cannot mix spirituality and politics. That has been the main focus, and this is coming from people with total ignorance. Total ignorance, and I compare them to my 3-year-old granddaughter, Shrinika. My 3-year-old granddaughter, Shrinika, and I want to explain why. So at this point in Shrinika's life, she knows natural numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. She knows these numbers. And she also knows the 24 alphabets. A, B, C, D, E, F, right up to Z. She also knows 1 plus 1 is equal to 2. So she knows her pure arithmetic, and she knows her alphabets. So generally, alphabets and numbers won't mix. Yes? But in algebra, which is a specialized branch of mathematics, trigonometry, geometry, you can replace the unknown with alphabets and solve for the unknown through alphabets. So if I tell Shrinika, who is 3-year-old, 2 into brackets x plus 1 is equal to 4y. She'll tell me, Aja, A, B, C, D and 1, 2, 3, 4 don't go together. Because she's 3 years old, she's ignorant of mathematics. She is ignorant of mathematics. She only knows pure numbers and she knows alphabets, and she knows these are two separate entities. Similarly, those that think and have been commenting negatively that spirituality and politics don't work, they have the same mentality as my 3-year-old granddaughter. So you think it is right for Shrinika to watch the lecture of a university professor when he is lecturing mathematics and where you solving for the unknown, and Shrinika tell that professor you're a fake professor because you can't mix alphabets and numbers. Will Shrinika be right? She won't be right because she's 3 years old, she has limited knowledge. So similarly, these people that comment on my platform, I cannot get upset to them, I'm a guru. My job is to teach them. But I have to remind them with this example that I have given you, that when it comes to Sanatan Dharma, their mentality, no matter they are professors, businessmen, doctors, lawyers, whoever they are, if anybody is questioning my role in politics, then they have the same mental capacity and intellectual capacity as my 3-year-old granddaughter, because the Vedas, political science is one of the main topics and subjects in the Vedas, running from the very first Veda called the Rig Veda, throughout the Upanishads, throughout the Brahma Sutras, throughout the Bhagavad Gita, throughout the Mahabharata, throughout the Ramayana, in every aspect of the Vedas, there is a considerable amount of politics intertwining with spirituality. It doesn't mean that the current gurus are not involved in politics, that politics and spirituality cannot exist. And this is the reason I have taken my birth in the Western world, to enlighten Sanatan Dharmis, those who profess to be Hindus, that the Vedas contains the topic spirituality from the beginning, running like a string in a necklace of beads from one end to the other end, because the existence, your very existence is political. The very essence of your life is political. Everything in your life is based on politics. So for that part, and for those that come onto my platform and through their ignorance. If anyone want to comment adversely on my platform, I want you to do it with a verdict injunction. If you say politics and spirituality don't mix, then do a quotation from either the Bhagavad Gita, quote a verse to back you up, because I stated quite clearly that I am a bona fide spiritual master, and all my discourses relating to spirituality is within the parameters of the verdict injunction. So if you want to dispute anything I'm saying, then come through with a verdict injunction. Say, Guruji, you're a fake guru, and then show me through the Vedas, because I am here personifying the Vedas. Show me through the subject that I am discussing that I'm either a fake guru, show me through verdict injunctions, or whatever you believe, politics and spirituality should not be mixed, then quote me a verse or couple of verses or couple of hundreds of verses from the Vedas itself. Then we can get into a discussion. Don't just come there through ignorance and say what you want to say. So I'm coming from years of experience in credentials and principles. And I want to use this opportunity to give you a background of where I come from. So Mataji is here, she can confirm, and whatever I say about myself, about my bio, there's always someone alive that can verify. You understand? So in Standard 9, I went to work at a shop in Durban, and the owners are still alive. They live here in Reservoir Hills. And it was a very famous shop. On one branch they sold American clothes, on the other branch they sold Italian clothes. Two brothers were owning, one at the shop in Grey Street and one at the shop in Victoria Street, G. Parbo and Sons. So my class boys were working there, and eventually they took me to work. So about 4 or 5 of us were in one branch. We should work Fridays and Saturdays. So these people created a syndicate where they would go to work and they would steal clothes. They found a way. So there used to be a tailor in a passage up the same building. So they found a way of transporting the clothes, wearing 2 shirts or 2 pants. Then they would say they're going to the tailor, then they would take out the pants or the shirt, and one of the friends will meet them and they will sell the clothes. And I didn't want to be a part of the syndicate. I didn't want to be involved, but I was forced. So what I did, I took a belt. I stole a belt. It was the smallest thing that I could steal, just to be with this group of people, my class boys, that were involved in this racket. And I was not comfortable from the minute I stole this belt, and one of them got caught. So when that person got caught, I went myself to the owner and I explained to him what was happening and for how long. And I returned the belt. I never wore this belt. I was not comfortable. And that's not my character. And I'm saying Standard 9, I was in school. Everybody got fired I continued to work. I met this owner in 2011 when he saw my posters here in Reservoir Hills. I was standing as a candidate for Congress of the People, and he was so proud. I met him in Checkers. Imagine, after stealing his belt, he still gave me the greatest respect, because these are credentials you build on your character along the way. It should come naturally to you. So the second incident I stated earlier, but I'm going to state again to put this into context, is that whilst I was in the police force, I was in the police force during the apartheid era. And at that point in time, I was working in a white station during apartheid, SAP Bria. And as I said earlier on, 1986, New Year's night, which means 31st December going into 1st of January, there were over 20, I think 24 of us that drank together, and then we went to work, and I took the rap for everyone, and I was to be promoted. My promotion was held, because if you have an offense, then your promotion is held for 5 years. That was the law then, Dana?
Yes, sir.
Yes, so I sacrificed my 5 years so that I could take one for the team. You understand? But this man was a white man, a very principled man, a very straight man, a man straight as a ruler. So remember, our police shoes was like Bata, toughies, and in the back it had over the joint it had a strap sewn. So his shoes, even the strap should shine. And I emulated him. So I started shining my strap, shining my shoes whenever I was working in uniform. Mataji will tell you I had my SAPs on the two sides, brass, my navy belt with brass in the front. I would spend at least an hour a day beautifying myself as a policeman. That was my cosmetics. You understand? I had, then it was the razor, what? Those razor blades, not Monora. We could shave up and down without getting cut. Gillette. Then it was Gillette G2. I think now there's Gillette 20 or something. Maybe you just hold it here and it just shaves you. So I clean shaven, my SAP is shining, my buckle shining, and I used to iron the pants myself to get the line right from the top to the bottom. And I used to carry a stockings in my pocket, one piece of stocking. So if any dust went on the shiny part of my shoe, then I would stop and shine it. And if somebody by mistake tramped my shoe in the apartheid time, he got the whammer of his life, because I spent hours shining with kiwi polish and water until it was glittering. I'm coming from this background, you understand? So this Colonel Visa is late, may his soul rest in peace. This Colonel Visa was transferred as our station commander. So on that day he was performing special duties from another station. I did not know him, and then I heard Colonel Vise is coming to Bria. So Bria had its own uniqueness. No matter which station commander came from which division, if you came to Bria, we Bria'd you. You tried whatever for 1 or 2 months, then you will fall into our system. All right? But I was very afraid. I was very, very afraid. At this point in time, I was working in accident staff. And then we started working special duties again. And my love for alcohol went beyond the fear of this man. So when we started working special duties, I would come nice, and he would play dom. He actually became a father to me because of my honesty. He became a white man, a bull, an Afrikaner, a disciplined man. Colonel Visa, people can go and research. He never moved a millimeter in his life from unrighteousness. But when I became a son to him, he lost certain principles to protect me. Why do you think he would do that? Why do you think a white Afrikaner would almost commit a crime to protect me? And I'm going to give you an example. So I signed up for a gym that was in Beatty Street, and I didn't know I'm signing my life away. So I didn't go to the gym. And after 6 months, somebody came to my duplex in the middle of the night and arrested me. But he didn't tell me he's arresting me. He came in a 1400 bakkie. And he knocked the door, he came, and I was taking my Beretta, and he said, no, don't take your Beretta. We just need to go to Westville prison, and I'll let you come, I'll bring you back. So I said, okay. But I told Mataji, no cell phones. So she went to Davis Mandre. He was here at my birthday. As I said, everything I say can be confirmed. So she went to Davis. Davis phoned another policeman, and he phoned the station commander. Before I reached Westville, the station commander and his wife were there already. Visa and his wife. So, but I couldn't see them. I couldn't see them. It was a civil case like Zuma. I was imprisoned exactly like my president Zuma. No case, no trial. No case, no trial, straight to Westville. But fortunately for me, Mataji's sister's husband is a warder in, and he was working the same shift. So I basically just sat at reception. But for me to come out of Westville, they had to pay the attorney the money that I was owing. And guess what Visa did? He used state money from the safe. And now you know stations keep money, all the fines money and state money. He used state money. He sent Davis. I was only released at 11, and it's a white station. Priya is a white station with white receptionist, white typist. He told all of them to stop work until Sammy. He used to call me Sammy. He didn't even have his morning tea. He was so depressed. When I got back to the station, then the station became alive again. Who am I? One drinking Indian policeman. Nothing, you understand? But my job as a policeman, I executed 100%. I executed 100%. And based on my job, my station commander, who never swerved a millimeter from righteousness, who never swerved a millimeter from righteousness, could have lost his job. This was once. Then we had a Christmas bride at my mom's residence in Chatsworth. And that beretta was very, very heavy, and I used to keep it inside. So if I'm sitting like this, it was uncomfortable. So you remember those days? Every Indian Chatsworth house had a room divider. So I took it and I kept it on top. And my brother that passed away recently, he took the firearm out, and one of my uncles said, "You're holding the firearm, you can shoot me." Right? And my brother shot him. I told you, he was the guy that if 3 or 4 people came to fight him, he would be very disappointed. He wanted 7, 8 or more. Okay? So I got in trouble. So my uncle's wife went and opened a case in Chatsworth for attempted murder, but against me. At this point in time, I had bought my first minibus taxi. So the relationship with my station commander and I was at such an intimate and a personal level. He told me, "Sammy, you just bought this taxi, you don't know this business. I'll approve 1 month's leave. Go on, leave, drive the taxi yourself, and when you come back after the month, put a driver, then you know how your business will run." This was another thing he would have never done, because as a South African police, you couldn't have a business at that point in time. So he crossed another line just for me. He crossed another line. So I went on leave. I was busy driving up and down. And I heard one day before my leave ended, I came back to the station, because when you go on leave, you have to come back to the station and find out where they're going to put you. It doesn't matter where you were working. You might continue in the same department, or they could put you anywhere. So when I came back, he told me, "Sammy, some coolies wanted you suspended from Chatsworth, and I chased them out of the station. Detectives. They came to have me suspended. All right? So I told him, "Sir, my taxi needs to load now. I'll have to tell you a lie in 5 minutes, or I'll tell you the truth tomorrow. He said, well, you'll tell me the truth tomorrow. And I came back and I told him the truth. He even chased policemen investigating that case against me. So all this is evidential. Davis Mandre is around. Other policemen are around. Faisal Rajak is around. If anybody wants any confirmation, either here at the ashram or those that listen to this commentary, then I can bring them here to the ashram and confirm. There's a reason why I'm saying this. Okay? So my station commander, who was as straight as a ruler, to defend me, he crossed certain lines. And this is in apartheid era, this is a Afrikaner. You understand? Then he went on leave. Before going on leave, he warned me. He told me, Sammy, I'm going for leave 1 month. Please behave in this 1 month. Go straight home, come back straight to work, and don't get involved in any nonsense. I want peace in this 1 month leave. So he went on leave, and I was basically manning the station. You know that now, although white station commanders were whites, we were the backbone of the station. So at the same time, AWB. Yeah, so the acting station commander, I went to put money in his safe. So I was the station clerk. And he was having a meeting with the AWB members. And there were 2 females there, so there were about 7 or 8 people in the office. And he said, hey, Kuli, put the money and FO, VO in Afrikaans. And my temper was a very, very high temper for things like this. So I went back, I left the keys in his office. I went to my office, I took my kit bag and I went home. So 1 month I didn't go to work, I didn't book off sick, I didn't notify the station. And if you do not report back for duty in the military within 7 days, you can get detained immediately for desertion. I got a call from a station commander. He said, Sammy, I believe you have not been at work. I said, okay, sir, you're back. I'm coming with an explanation. He trusted me, believed in me, and he could back me up with his life. When I went back to work, and I told him what happened, he told me, okay, you and this man take a drive and come back. So on my way in the drive, he asked me what they could do for me. And I said, I have that 5-year default. I'd like to be promoted. So promotion in the police force works periodically. So the head office, Pretoria, will say, I want 20 sergeants from this district, 5 warrant officers, 1 lieutenant, then the station commander will choose. This happened outside normal promotions. There's a female that was in charge, I still remember her name, female Captain Francis. I know, Dana, you remember her? So this special promotion was endorsed by her. Again, I created a new precedent in the police force. So I'm saying this for a reason. I would have had to have so much of credentials that early in my life. I was 26 or 27, I don't know whether Mataji remembers. Around that age, where I could make changes in a system where it was impossible to do so. It was impossible to do so. It is because you must be principled in life, you must speak the truth all the time, and the truth will always set you free, no matter how dangerous it is. No matter how dangerous it is. And you must have principles. When that man embarrassed me in front of two white females, that's what really stirred me up, because I'm a military man. If he said that in front of men, I would have accepted it. I walked out of a police station during the apartheid time. I did not go back to work. My station commander asked me to come back, and I forced them to promote me. I enforced them to promote me. This has never happened before. It is unprecedented. It's all because of honesty, of truthfulness, and of principles. And I'm carrying these principles for many, many years. I don't want to go into too much of details, but Mataji's family gave me a rough time from Standard 9 when I met her. And for 28 years continuously. After 13 years of marriage, we got divorced. It was because of her family. Even when I was gone for 10 years, they were still after me. You understand? But I did not lose my principles. I continued on my principles. When I came back, I still continued on my principles. Today, I am still continuing on my principles. And you would have seen photographs on social media. All her family has been. Yeah. You understand? I didn't go to them. I maintained my principles. So I'm giving this background because when people see me on the social media, they think, hey, where this guru popped in? Why is he so militant? Why is he so demanding so much of discipline? Because I'm coming from a disciplined background all my life. And when I'm infusing this discipline into my devotees and into society, I'm doing it through the Vedic injunctions. God prepared me along the way. I was a military man for 10 years. I served this country for 10 years. I used to kiss Sean. Every night shift when I went to work, I should go and look at Sean in his room, not knowing whether I'll see him the next day. Because my night shifts were, it's either you or me. There are thousands of arrests that I made in progress. In progress means house breaking in progress, car breaking in progress, theft of motor vehicle in progress, robbery in progress, things that's happening. And whilst it's happening, myself and Rajak were there. You understand? I'm coming from this disciplined military background. This is where this guru is coming from. So when I got self-realized, I just went into a realization phase. My character is the same. My character will always be the same. The only difference is I know I am not this body. I know I am the soul. And I know who God is. That is the difference. This body will still be the same. Nothing changed. My bones are still the same. My eyes is still the same. Everything is still the same. And my discipline, my character my credentials are still the same. Now I am a guru. At that point in time, I was a policeman. You understand? I'm giving you my police stories. Dana is more senior than me. He's been in the police force, I think, 10 years before me. He was there in the same period that I was there. Whatever I'm telling you can be verified. There are still living policemen who witnessed all what I did. And Dana, I also, when I got promoted, I was on the shift. I was a sergeant, and I was the highest ranking member on the shift in apartheid, which means nothing. But I still paraded the white man. Right? Next day they took a warrant officer and they put him on my shift. On that day I posted them. You understand? That is principles. In the military, for you to offend the military, you have to be principled, you have to have guts. You understand? So this is where I'm coming from. This is why I'm not afraid of all these Mickey Mouse people that comment. You understand? It means nothing. I'm unfazed about their comments, but I don't want them to comment on my page negatively. I don't want them to make any negative comments on my page unless they can substantiate, as I said. And because I am a guru, I'm within the parameters of the Vedas, they must substantiate with verdict, injunction. Do you think I have a right to keep my house clean? Yes. And we need to teach, because these people, they do this everywhere. Not only on, firstly, you won't see their face. These are faceless people, nameless people, shameless people. If they are real human beings, if they got nothing to hide, come with your name, like I go with my name, Acharya Sham Ramanuj. You can see my photo. I am a real entity. These people come, they'll tell you a whole lot of things. They have a username, they don't have a photograph, they are hidden from the background because they are not men. They are not real men. A man will come and tell you his thing, showing his features, identifying himself. That is a real man. So these Mickey Mouse incognitos have no place on my platform. So I want to conclude today, and I'd like you all to cut this part out. I want to talk about the MK Party and Viswin Reddy. MK Party and Viswin Reddy, and Indians in particular, and the Indian voters, the Indian community in particular. So Viswin Reddy started his political life with Mr. Rajbansi. You have to start somewhere. And when it went, the Indian way, Viswin felt that he was a South African, and if he's involved in politics, remember Viswin Reddy was a teacher, he got a degree, he's an educated man, he has a good grasp of the English language, he can explain himself well, he can express himself well, and he left and he joined the DA because Tony Leon invited him to join the DA so that he could put an Indian face for the white party. You understand? And Viswin Reddy was given a seat in the national parliament by Tony Leon. Viswin Reddy rejected that seat when he experienced racism in the day. Don't you think that is commendable? Wasn't what you think? Early in his career, which Indian wouldn't want to be in parliament? With all its finances and all its perks, he rejected parliament on principle that the DA is racist. Then he went and he worked in the ANC for many years. He worked in the municipality. He knows the municipality in and out. He is one of the most educated politicians as an Indian in this country. But Indians won't look at his credentials, how they don't look at my credentials. They call me a fake guru without knowing what a guru really is. And the Indians, I'm talking about Indians, they are calling Viswan Reddy a failed politician. You understand? And these are same ignorant Indians with a child, a 3-year-old child's mentality. If you should be proud to have an Indian who refused a seat in parliament because of racism. You should applaud this man. You should applaud this man. Then you're supposed to check his background. He's an astute politician. You will notice national and international media always runs after Viswan Reddy in Umkhonto Wisizwe. I was there at Orlando. I was there at the court. As soon as the media see Viswan, they run to him. Why do you think the media is attracted by Viswan? Because of his credentials as a politician. Viswan is loved by the majority black supporters of MK. He is loved, but he is hated by the minority Indians because he has made it. Viswan is a very, very wealthy man. Viswan is a very wealthy man. He has many businesses. He has put his hand very deep in his pocket to save this country. He has put his hand very deep to save this country. He does not need a position in MK. Neither does he need a parliamentary seat. In fact, if he gets constrained by a position or a parliamentary seat, it will constrain his many businesses that he is running. But he is prepared to sacrifice his businesses for the prosperity of all South Africans. Of all South Africans. So Indians generally are not loyal to another Indian. They're not loyal in their family. When one brother does well and the other brother is not doing well, that's where it starts. The backstabbing starts in the family, and then it goes into business and society. So I'm going back to where I described myself You have to have credentials. For Viswan to be associated with one of the most professional politicians in the world at the age of 82, Jacob Zuma, for him to co-opt Viswan Reddy. You think he did not do his homework? You think Viswan is not well researched? You think his political credentials have not been researched by President Zuma? You think he is not endorsed 100% by President Zuma? So you must hear Viswan. He may have a short fuse now and again. I am a Hindu guru. Viswan is a Christian politician. I am going, and I went out of my way to promote him, proud that the Indian community has produced an affluent politician of Viswan's caliber. I am proud. Viswan is only in his 50s. He's still going to mature and become presidential in his behavior. That's his last part, his maturity of becoming presidential in his behavior. And the Guru is right behind him. Guru is right behind him. Yesterday, I sacrificed a satsang to sit with him in a debate. And I was proud that he has all his facts and all his ducks in a row. Viswan speaks within the parameters of the truth of politicians. He is well researched. He is well researched. He does not speak of subjects that he does not have experience in. And Viswan has experience in almost every political subject. So Indians, instead of being jealous, instead of trying to find faults, be proud that your own Indian brother has a prominent position in one of the fastest growing political parties in the world. This is history in the making. For anyone to be in MK and to be in the forefront of MK, this organization is already been researched by Western universities. No singular person or president or former president has mesmerized his entire country as Jacob Zuma has done. It is unprecedented. Umkhonto weSizwe is unprecedented. And if we have one of our own brothers in the forefront of this organization, then as an Indian community, it is our duty to push him forward. Viswan does not like to be labeled as an Indian politician. So I'm not labeling him as an Indian politician, I'm saying he is one of our brothers. So I want to recap. Viswan is very wealthy. His children have completed all what they needed to complete. They are all successful people. He does not need this for him or his family. His position in MK is not to enrich and prosper him or his family in any way. And he has put his hand in his pocket to many tens of millions, to many tens of millions, either directly or indirectly. And he is an asset, firstly, to South Africa. Viswan Reddy is an asset to South Africa. He is what you call a patriot. He is what you call a soul that cares for all in his country. And he is an asset to Umkhonto Sizwe. And he has made it publicly clear that if Umkhonto Sizwe deviates from the people's mandate, then he will leave this organization. He has made it publicly clear. All of you understand? So I wanted to pay this tribute to Viswan Reddy. I will back him right up until the end, and I would advise the Indian community to not look at him going from one party to another, because those same Indians that's accusing him of going to one party to another, there was a journalist also accused him, that those people need to do a background on themselves. How many jobs did you change? And as a journalist, how many media houses did you change before you reach the one that you're talking from? You understand what I'm saying? So, because he is a professional politician, because he is an astute politician, he is a professional politician, it is natural for him to evolve. And he has a right to choose a political party which is resonating with his consciousness at a particular time. So he joined Minority Front when the context was right for him, and now he's in Umkhonto Sizwe where the context, his political context, is right for his own evolution. You see, a lawyer starts as a student, then becomes a lawyer, then becomes a magistrate, then becomes a advocate, or becomes a prosecutor. You can't ask that lawyer why you jump in from position to position. You understand? So, leaving a political party where it does not fit with his personality and his beliefs, he has a right. He has a right. That is not a weakness. People are using that as a weakness for Viswan. Look at Viswan's political acumen. Look at his political intellect. He can speak to any reporter off the cuff on any subject in politics. Is that not commendable? So I'm appealing to the Indian community. You are a very troublesome community. You don't like anything. You don't like anything. You backstab your own people. You have no loyalty, most of you. Promote your own. Promote your own. Viswan Reddy is a son of the Indian community. Is he not? Is a son of South Africa. Is he not? He is sacrificing his family time, time with his children and his businesses. Is he not? Yes. Don't be jealous of him. If you cannot say anything good, don't say anything bad. If you cannot match his sacrifices, don't be jealous. Support him. Jai Shri Ramanujans.